Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This week we've got some Spectre Operation models, 28mm, Russian PMC. That's right, Russian private military companies. Man, these models are pretty cool. I've been sitting on these models for a couple years. I 3D printed them a while back, and I just really haven't gotten around. They're kind of controversial models, right? Just because of what's going on. But you know what? They got to get painted. I got to get them painted, and we got to do them right. You can't skip the enemy, right? Anyway, please like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel. I'll see you guys in there. All right, here we go. These guys, I've been sitting on these guys for quite a while. These guys are Russian PMC. Something, mercenary groups, something like the Wagner group. What I came up with, let's see, Russian private military companies like the Wagner PMC group, I take that back. The Wagner group are private military organizations that provide military services, often with close ties to the Russian state. These companies are involved in various conflicts and operations around the world, including Ukraine, Syria, and several African nations. While presented as private entities, they are often seen as instruments of Russian foreign policy, allowing the government to engage in conflicts while maintaining a degree of plausible deniability. So basically, these guys are a front for the Russian nation. These, you can call them the bad guys. I guess from our eyes, they're bad guys. These guys are mercenaries. They fight for money ultimately. But these are them. They're Russian PMC, and we can call them the Wagner group. I think there's a couple groups. I'm not sure, but I think the Wagner group is the most dominant military one. Look at these guys. Oof. I love this gun right here. I'm gonna have to look that up and find out what gun it is. That thing is scary. Anyway, what we're gonna do is we're gonna paint these guys up. I had ChatGPT kind of come up with another theme for us here, and I'll let you take a look at it here. Let me zoom out. Right there. That's what we're going for. We're gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna spray the models all. I did a zenithal as you saw, but I'm just gonna spray a camel green over the top, and then I'm just gonna come in with the brush. You know what? I don't know if I'll do the camo or the packs first. Maybe I'll do the pouches, and then I'll move in for the camo, because the camo is going to be just brushwork and not dry brush work. We're going to be doing. We're going to be very specific about where we put these things. It's got a little bit of yellow, black, red, and some tans. But anyway, there it is. AI came up with this. I took a picture of the models, and boom, that's what it came up with. It came up with a few others. I got some right here actually. Check this out. Alright, ChatGPT came up with these as well. Maybe I can back off this a little bit. Zoom out. No, that's about it. Alright, so it came up with these right here. Pretty slick. And then I actually came up with some actual pictures of the Wagner group. I was trying to get references of what to do here. But anyway, these models, like I said, I've been sitting on them. I'm looking forward to getting these knocked out so we can get them on the table and see what they're about. All right, first we're going to airbrush. Actually, we're going to airbrush the camel green. All right, let's do it. I want to bring this guy up. I keep snapping this damn barrel off. As you can see, I've glued it on. That's probably the third time I've glued that damn thing on. Sometimes, man, these models, Anyway, some key aspects of the Russian PMC recruitment and training. Russian PMC recruit personnel from various backgrounds, including veterans of the Russian military, special forces, and even convicts. Yeah, these guys are nasty. Real live nastiness right there. Anyway, yeah, convicts. Well, we probably do the same thing. Who knows? Anyway, I digress. Let's see. Another operations. They engage in a range of activities, including combat operations, security provisions, intelligence gathering, and training of foreign military personnel. You know, these guys are into a lot. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to, I think I'm going to paint the guns. God, look at that. It's a little off. Damn it. Looks like it's curling up. Son of a biscuit. All right. Looks okay from the side, though. Yeah, see right there, just see how it looks. Tip dips down. I just have to, and that glue's not even. I may have to back off on this guy, but I do have a spare right here. But the problem is he doesn't have a base or a tripod, so or a bipod. No, tripod. No, yeah, bipod. Anyway. Yep, okay, so we're going to move on to painting the guns. We're going to get all these guys. I'm going to paint them all black. I'm going to paint a couple other little things black, and we'll move on to probably end up getting on that camo after that. So, on to the guns. Okay, we got that black done. Just painted all the guns, the boots, and the knee pads, and also they all have a little radio right there. We got all that done. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move on to the pouches. We're going to get that, and we're going to use, I think we're going to use this combo, this dark green with this dark orange brown, but I'll do the base of dark green brown, and that'll be all the pouches. And maybe I might even do the vests. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll do a couple vests and I'll do a couple green. But anyway, the connections to the Russian state, these guys, the Wagner group, while presented as private, PMC like Wagner have close ties to the Russian government and are often seen as extensions of its foreign policy. Anyway, so what we're going to do next is we're going to move on to the pouches. All right, let's do it. We got the brown down, and you saw me highlight it with the two colors. You know what's perfect? Once we get a wash on this, it's really going to look nice. You don't have to be too precise with these military things because everything's so drab, and they're going to be dirty and stuff like that. I mean, you can always go the pristine, crisp, and all that, but you know what? It's just kind of unnecessary with these guys. I also painted those gray, as you saw, and I used a little bit of light gray, and we'll throw some wash on that when we're done. But you know what? Another fact about these guys, plausible deniability. PMCs allow Russia to engage in conflicts while maintaining a degree of official denial about its involvement. Also, losses are not officially attributed to the Russian military. Yeah, these guys, you know what? They're out front, taking the hits for Russia. Anyway, here's another. Financial motivations. In some cases, PMCs are involved in resource extraction such as gold and diamond mining in countries where they operate. These guys, they're going to come get you out. These guys are not nice guys, at least what they stand for. But you know what? If you think about it, I mean, don't we have groups that do this? Not necessarily military, but we have special forces and things like that go out and do all the things that these guys do. Anyway, I digress. But what we're going to do now is I believe we're going to move on to the camo, the star of the show. And that is going to be, three colors are going to be involved there. We're going to get a red, a black, and I believe, where's the black? Right here. All right, so here are the three colors that we're doing for the camo. We're going to do a black, orange, and red, and of course, obviously, the green's already on there. All right, so let's do it. All right, here we go. Here's the camo formula we're going with. Obviously, we airbrushed the green on, the dark camo and the camo, and then now we're going to come back and use black, dark orange, brown, and red oxide. And we're going to very slowly use a little brush, and we're going to go over and do each color in camo. And again, I'll show you a quick reference of what we're doing. It's right here. Okay, you can see the red. You can see the red here, the red dots. We've got the black, and we've got the brown. We've got the brown. We've got the black. We've got some mud on the knee pads, right? So on this photo, the red stands out quite a bit, and this when I printed it fades it a little bit. But this is what we're going for, and it's going to look terrific. It's going to be the star of the show. So we will start with black. And we will be starting with the black dots like this here, and just kind of doing these periodically, and I'll do that on all the models. Obviously, I'm not going to show every one. I'll show you examples of each, and we'll move forward. All right, let's do it. All right, right here, I did an example. I kind of did a test model first, and you can see I just kind of randomly put some of those on the little curly Qs or U's or ovals, you know, just real quick. And as you can see, also, I did it like it's coming out from underneath of pieces and parts, like they're covered up, you know, just to give it that real look. And I haven't decided if I'm going to do the helmet. I think I'm going to leave the helmet alone, and we'll just stick with the camo here. We still have to do skin as well. But anyway, that's what I'm going for, and we'll go ahead and do that in the next clip. All right, let's do it. Alright, there we go. We've got the black camo down, you know, real quick. You know, take a little bit of your time to be careful where you're putting it. You know, and I when I first started, I put it on a few less, and then I went back and I actually put a few more on these guys. And right now they just kind of look like they're black and polka dot. Whoop, there goes the camera. Regroup. Alright, here we go. So you can see how the camo just makes them kind of look polka dotted at the moment. And again, don't forget that we have a lot of wash to do on these guys, and it's really going to blend a lot of this camo together. Anyway, that's from my experience. When I do camo and I do the wash over it, and then you can kind of go back and touch up the little spots, man, it looks really good. All right, so what we're going to do now, let's take a look. Hold on, I'll show these other guys. You can see just polka dots here and there. Now we're going to move in with the brown, and we're going to put that next to the black pieces. And I'll show you. All right, let's do it. All right, there we go. Second color for the camo down. Real quick, real simple. You know, what you do is you just keep it right next to the black. The color that you put down, you kind of put the next color next to it and just over it a little bit, and it gives it that really good look. So now what we need to do is we're going to move in with that red. Let's take a look at these guys real quick. As you can see, that camo, it's already looking nice. Look at that. It's star of the show. All right, I've done enough. The camo is so fun. Okay, so and then here we go. Here's a sniper. Right, and I went ahead and did all the rest. I have 1, 2, 3. I have 6 more models off to the side that I do after I'm done with the ones. I'm just filming these particular 5 for the video, but I have 6 others off to the side. All right, I tried to get a variation of each model. These 2 are pretty much the same, but one has a headgear and one has a helmet, vice versa. And this guy actually has a hood over his head, like a ski mask. Alright, so next we are going to introduce the last and final color and the most vibrant of them, and that's going to be oxide red. This is really going to cap the whole thing off. It's going to look terrific. And I'm going to do a test model off to the side on one of the other models here, obviously, before I move in. Just as a tip, you know, I always have these other models over here, and I test on one, and then I go and do it on the video. A lot of times I'll do that, but anyway, just a quick tip. Anyway, so let's get the red going. All right, let's do it. All right, there we go with the red dot, man. Look at that. Woo! It's kind of bright, but you know what? We're going to get that wash on there. We're going to bring that way back down, fill in those crevices, probably agrax, and bring it way down. And maybe go back and highlight, but it should be pretty subtle. And I still have to do with the hands. Actually, that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to do their skin with bright flesh, and I'll highlight it. All right, let's do it. All right, we are almost done. We are down to the wash and then a couple little touch-ups after that. One thing I wanted to point out is I painted those rocks gray, as you saw. There goes my phone, of course. I forgot to turn it off. But I went back and I thought, you know what? These guys have a camo that more matches brown rocks, right? Rather than gray rocks. So I went ahead and put some brown or some, I don't know, caramel brown and highlighted it out to a little bit of ivory. And then we're going to put some wash on that base. I'll probably dry brush a little bit on those bases. But wash, touch-ups, and these guys are done. And then a matte varnish. All right, let's do it. Well, there you have it, guys. Russian PMC, private military company, Wagner Group. Man, these guys are pretty brutal. They don't take any prisoners, man. Russia uses these guys for a front man, at least according to the information that I found. These guys are, pure mercenaries for Russia. Probably mercenaries for other people, but mainly for Russia. So Russia can kind of say, oh, we didn't do it. Anyway, guys, please like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel. And I'll catch you next week.